Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to do a short video all about the Charlotte Fire Department and their brand new Station 30 and the all-electric fire truck that is now housed at Station 30. So without any further ado, let's talk about the Charlotte Fire Department's new all-electric station and engine.
Battalion 2, engines, 35, 40, 34, and 27, ladder 40, and safety 1, house fire, 3312 Ashley Keith Drive, on station, Charlotte.
Hey, and welcome to this All About video. I'm a public safety fire photographer in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and just wanted to let you know that in addition to these videos, I also do some Q&A or tutorial type videos for folks who are interested in learning more about photography and specifically fire photography. So if you don't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. But on to the video. On December 18th, 2025, the Charlotte Fire Department placed into service its new Fire Station 30, replacing the department's first Station 30, which opened way back in 1991. The original Station 30 was located on Belle Oaks Drive, just south of the Charlotte Douglas Airport. The original Station 30 was actually a temporary facility that was located in a residence that the airport had purchased as part of their noise abatement program in the early 1990s. The department added a garage space for the engine, and Station 30 went into service with the original plan that when the department built a second station on airport property, that engine would move to that station. The department had originally planned to build a second station near the old terminal on the Yorkmount Road side of the airport, close to where the new temporary Station 30, to improve coverage on the southern side of the airport. Over the next couple of years, the department's plans changed somewhat, and they did not build that second station where originally planned. As a result, the engine company assigned to Station 30 continued to operate out of the temporary facility on Belle Oaks Drive for the next 30 plus years. During that time, the surrounding area and the airport continued to expand significantly and included the airport adding a third parallel runway and building a railroad intermodal yard in between active runways that would be operated by Norfolk Southern Railroad. To meet the needs and demands of the expanding airport, in 2010, the department built Fire Station 41, a second ARF station located near the new third parallel runway and just north of the intermodal yard. With this new station, the department also added its 8th Battalion, with Battalion 8 being responsible for airport and the surrounding companies, including Station 30. With the plans for the final build-out of the airport at least underway, and combined with the growth of the area of Charlotte south of the airport, the Beam Road, Shopton Road area, the department began evaluating and looking for a better location for Station 30 to serve that area. By early 2020, the department had narrowed the search down to an area close to the current Fire and Police Training Academy. This site would help improve coverage and close some of the response time gaps for stations 12, 20, and 26. So in June of 2024, the city and department broke ground on the new Station 30 to be located at 3019 Beam Road. Station 30 is actually one of 5 new or replacement station projects the city is currently undertaking. In addition to replacing Station 30, The department is also building a replacement for Station 11, as well as 3 new stations, 44, 45, and 46. In many ways, Station 30 is very similar to the other new stations being built and actually uses the same floor plan as the 3 new stations under construction. However, this station does have some significant differences and in many ways is a departure from the city's typical fire station construction projects. The layout of Station 30 is nearly identical to that of the recently completed Station 45. Reviewing the floor plans, you can see it is a 3-bay station, and it separates out into 3 distinct areas. There is a daytime crew section, which includes a watch room, offices for the captain and a potential battalion chief, although none is planned, as well as a day room and kitchen facilities. On the other side of the apparatus bay is the decon areas and wash facilities, as well as a workout room towards the rear of the building. Station 30 also has a second floor for the nighttime living areas that includes sleeping quarters as well as locker and shower facilities for the crew. Since it is a 2-story station, this station also brings back the traditional fire poles, which can be accessed via a catwalk from the second floor to the apparatus floor. However, Station 30 is unique in the fact that when the department began planning it, they worked with the city's Office of Sustainability and Reliance to design and build the station in an attempt to meet the department and city's strategic energy action plan goals for zero carbon footprint city buildings. The result is the station is the first Charlotte station that is all electric in an attempt to reduce reliance on fossil fuels, and it is expected to earn a gold level energy and environmental design or LEED certification. To help build this sustainable and efficient building, this is the first station that the department has not included any gas or oil heating systems. Rather, the station utilizes geothermal HVAC systems and has in-slab radiant heating. The building also includes level 3 or fast charging electrical vehicle chargers located both inside the apparatus bay and in the outside parking areas. Finally, the building also has rooftop solar panels that are expected to offset about 1/3 of the building's electrical requirements. With this, the building is well set up to support the department as it is transitioning to fully electric support vehicles, and perhaps most importantly, made this station the obvious choice for its first all-electric fire engine. Wait, what? Did he say all-electric fire engine? Yes, I did. On the same day that Station 30 went into service, the department placed a new Engine 30 into service also. That engine came about as part of a separate process that the department undertook a couple of years ago, where they began researching and looking into the feasibility of purchasing and utilizing all-electric fire apparatus. Several years ago, the department spec'd out an all-electric apparatus and ultimately selected the REV Groups Vector all-electric fire engine. I have talked about the REV Groups Vector in a previous video, but now that Charlotte has placed their Vector in service, we can talk about it in a little less speculative manner. Originally known as Allied Specialty Vehicles, the REV Group owns companies that build a variety of vehicles, including buses, specialty vehicles such as street sweepers, recreational vehicles, and then most notably for this video, since about 2008, they have been purchasing fire apparatus and ambulance manufacturers. Fire apparatus under the REV Group brand include E-One, Ferrara, KME, LTI, Smeel, Spartan ER, and Spartan fire chassis. The REV Group introduced the Vector in 2021, which is about when Charlotte started looking into an electric fire truck. And technically, you can order the Vector from any of its manufacturers, although currently any Vector being built is being built on an E-One Typhoon or Cyclone chassis. Currently, the Vector is the only all-electric American-style fire apparatus available. Rosenbauer has an all-electric apparatus, but it is based on the European-style truck, and I believe Los Angeles has one of these. And Pierce also has its Volterra. However, that is more akin to a hybrid in that it has both an electric and diesel drive and can switch back and forth between the two. The Vector only has an electric motor to drive the pump or the truck during regular operations. Charlotte's Vector does have the optional range extender, which is essentially a small diesel engine or APU that is designed to kick in and charge the batteries when the batteries drop below a certain threshold. However, this APU is only used to recharge the batteries. So if operating on a scene for an extended time, if the batteries get below that certain level, the APU can kick in and outpace the electrical use on the batteries, so it'll keep the batteries charged and then slowly charge them up until the truck can be returned to the station and fully charged. The REV Group says the truck can be charged from 10% battery to a full charge in a little over 2 hours. Charlotte's Vector was specifically designed so that it looked and operated like all of Charlotte's other regular frontline engines. Charlotte's Vector is built on an E-One Typhoon chassis, although the only badging on it says Vector. There is no E-One badging. So engine 30 has a 1500 GPM pump, a 500-gallon water tank, and a 30-gallon foam tank. Notable on engine 30 is that they are going away from the top-mounted ladder racks in favor of side-mounted ladders on the officer side. And like the on-order Pierce engines, there is no 40-foot extension ladder on engine 30. And that sort of brings us to the question that is on everyone's mind, including me when I first saw the truck, is how is the truck? Do they like it? How does it work? I would say in some informal conversations with those familiar with it, both during testing and now in operation, the truck has been generally well received. It drives like most of their frontline apparatus, and of note, the truck's dual electric motors have been tuned to mimic the performance of a Cummins 500 horsepower diesel engine. But the noticeable difference is the electric motors make a lot more torque. But handling is pretty much the same, even though the Vector weighs a little bit more than their standard frontline engines due to the batteries. However, they are placed low in the chassis, so it doesn't adversely impact the handling of the truck. The other major difference that everyone points out is how quiet it is. And by quiet, I mean silent. The truck can be pumping or pulling out of the station and makes no noise. So overall, the initial impressions of the truck are pretty good. but only time will tell as it goes through its paces as a frontline engine for the Charlotte Fire Department. And before I wrap up, one final note. For those of you who are wondering what was going to happen to the temporary station that had been Station 30, that station has been renumbered to Station 48 and is currently the home of Engine 47 until Station 47 on the airport is completed. So Grandma's house will continue along in the history of the Charlotte Fire Department. So there you go, a less than quick video. Apologize for that, but a little bit about the station, the history, and then about the new all-electric engine that is quartered in that station. As always, if you have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, or if I made any mistakes, please feel free to get a hold of me. You can leave a comment. Otherwise, please consider liking the video, and if you don't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks, and we'll just see you again in the next video. Bye.